Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. It's the Addicted Bookworm. Okay, so we're now in the last several chapters of the book. So I read chapters 15 to 20. So I'm on chapter 21. I got 5 more chapters to go, and then I will be done with the book, and then I can take my week-long break from the series, and then I'm going to start it back up. I don't know what the third book is titled. By the way, I was wrong. I actually, because I have the physical edition, I do know how thick it is. It actually is not as thick as I thought it was going to be and everything. So, I don't really know if the second book is the thinnest of the group. I don't really know. I just know, like, when you only have like 25 chapters in a book, you're pretty much going to guess, even if you don't have the physical edition, that the book is not really super thick. Alright, so 15 through 20, we enter the Desperado Club, which is basically, it is a club that is just for, like, people that have, you know, the past, or people can just walk in and have a good time and do all sorts of illicit things. The other one is more for, like, elderly clerics, that as Mordecai calls it. We do encounter another former crawler who is a drug dealer. I said that with a straight face. But he also is a pharmacist, and he is the one responsible for giving Carl his his trunk that will, of course, be used by Mordecai to create various different kinds of potions and antidotes and things like that. Donut has her first alcoholic drink in chapter 15, which I know somebody in PETA is very angry about that. And she says, well, cats don't usually shoot off magic missiles, but you know, mommy needs a break. We also discover there is illicit drugs in the dungeon world. I pretty much guess that is something that is a thing, because it doesn't matter what culture it is, you're going to have illicit substances. We're introduced to, like, the Silk Road, which is not really that impressive. We also finally have confirmation there is brothels, and, you know, of course we know there was prostitutes. We also discover in these chapters that that there are vampires. There are vampires. And there's this one that appears in, I believe, the third book cover, the fourth book cover. She has like vampire fangs, and she's like Miss Me. I don't really know when she appears. Take it back. She did appear. She kind of appeared in the second book, but I don't really know if she's prominent in the other books. Then we... Oh, I hate my body right now. I hate my clothes right now. Then we also discover that Gum Gum, who tried to rope Carl into a quest, dies. And she dies basically more horrific than her mother did. She has all her blood drained from her body, and her body is contorted into, you know, really felt bad for poor Gum Gum. I really do. I really did, because she was a really nice character, and, you know, and everything. And then they finally make it to a studio, because it's part of the agreement that he made with Dev, that basically I will be on all your shows if you allow me to live. And so that's the agreement that he has, and of course Princess Donut, who can't help but be in the limelight, agrees on, or wants to be part of. We also discover that there was a conversation between Bee and her mother. And, and Bee says to her mother that she really does love Carl, and that it's very easy to make him happy, and that they don't fight. Which shows that these two had a much better relationship than most people, because she honestly loves Carl, which I thought was really sweet. But then, of course, there's conversation about Donut. Donut is getting up in years, according to a lot of people that show these cats off. And her mother wants her to basically exchange Donut for another cat. Which is sad, because that was what led Carl to decide that he was going to move into an apartment that allowed him to take Donut with him, because he absolutely loves that cat. And this whole experience with the dungeons really has affirmed that devotion that Carl has for Donut. Even though Donut annoys him sometimes, he really happens to still love that cat to pieces. Sorry. But yeah. Oh yes, that statement about and cats don't shoot magic missiles out of their eyes comes with a statement that she was looking forward to trying her first alcoholic beverage. And Carl makes a comment that cats don't drink cocktails, and then that line pops up that Donut does. Donut tries, I think it's called a Shirley Temple or a Dirty Shirley, which is Bee's favorite drink. And she gets intoxicated because she happens to have a small body. And there's actually a potion that can be given to her, which she is given. And it, yeah. But she was determined to finish the drink, which I do commend people for that. Then, of course, they're trying to solve the mystery of of what's going on with these prostitutes. And, of course, the receptionist does not take this too well. And it's just a fight and everything. And, of course, also we have an assassination of the former prince and his mother. And they try to assassinate Carl and Donut because Carl is talking about rising up and, getting rid of your ruler and forming a government that you want. Which did not do well with the powers to be. And then, of course, we end chapter 20 with Carl and Donut get into a fight, and the city guards coming in. And so, yeah, we're going to see what happens. Anyways, so we all know for Carl and Donut to ascend to the 4th level, they have to battle a boss. Oh, I forgot to include in one of the videos, Kevin, the guy who is the maintenance guy at the former old folks home, who's been making sure that his people are protected. He sends a message to Carl talking about that everybody somehow is still alive. And they're basically decide what kind their race is and their thing is. Hopefully they will choose something that makes them stronger, so they have a much better chance of surviving. So we'll see if we encounter him and the old folks, and if we do, maybe we'll see what kind of class and race that they chose and everything. Alrighty, so I am going to see you guys next time.